Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Terry Morris, and I work at ACC within the Financial Aid Office.
And I am Yesenia. I work in the financial aid office as well. Welcome to this edition of our ACCL Live, where we're going to go ahead and go through how to apply for financial aid, a little bit about what the new application looks like, and what you can do now to prepare.
So we know there's tons of questions surrounding the new FAFSA. So today we're going to help you navigate this big change that's coming in financial aid. So if you remember, financial aid is composed of four different categories. So we have loans, grants, scholarships, and work study. We're going to talk about scholarships later, but first we want to focus on the other three, which are the focal point of the FAFSA application.
Yeah, now we're going to get into what's happening with the FAFSA this year. So a lot of you know, y'all are probably all tuned in for this, right? So while the current 2023-2024 FAFSA is still available for those who need the aid for the spring, the 2024-25 FAFSA actually has been delayed, and we're not expecting it to be available until December 31st. Now, as usual, once that application opens, you'll be able to apply for financial aid specifically for the start of the fall 2024.
Yeah, so like you said, it's been delayed till December 31st. Usually it comes out October 1st every year. So we're hoping that this is just, a one-time change. So hopefully next year we'll get back into it. But there are a couple different changes that are happening, and I'm going to tell you why they're important. So first, the application is going to be shorter. So if you've done FAFSA in the past, you know that it's been a very large application that is about 100 plus questions. They've understood that that's a lot and sometimes very intimidating. So now we're bringing it down to about 30. So that's a massive, massive change. It's going to help a lot of families sit down and get this done in a nice little afternoon together. Another thing is that they're doing new terms. So this just means new titles and new names for different parts of the application. One thing to keep in mind is that everyone who adds to the FAFSA is known as a contributor. So whether it's you, your parent, or guardian, everyone who adds their name and adds anything to the FAFSA is known as a contributor. And finally, my favorite part is going to be eligibility being expanded. So this means that not only are more students going to get aid, but some students might even get more aid than they would have gotten in the past. So this is massive for bringing financial aid to as many students as possible, which ultimately is just going to be able to give education opportunities to as many students as possible.
Yeah, thank you, Terry, for bringing up all those points. So overall, we just want to make sure that everyone understands that we didn't delay, or the application wasn't delayed with the intention to stress people. The intention is overall that the application process is easier for students and families to apply, easier to understand. And of course, like Terry mentioned, one of our favorite things is that these changes are actually going to allow for more students to access federal and state funding. So we're really excited for the new application to roll out and hopefully give more opportunities to our students.
Now, I know we've just been talking about FAFSA, but don't worry, we didn't forget about our TASFA folks. So what's been happening in the world of TASFA, Yesenia?
Yeah, we definitely didn't forget about our TASFA students. This year, the TASFA application actually became available online, y estamos súper emocionados por este cambio y esta nueva oportunidad. This is a huge win for our eligible students. So if you have lived in Texas for at least 36 consecutive months leading up to your high school graduation or your GED, and or haven't completed that specific TASFA this year, you can still do that. So we have more information on what you can do, and make sure that you reach out to us if you have any questions. But again, even though the application for the 2023-2024 school year is still available online, you can also still continue to do it on paper. So we still have that opportunity for y'all to do that.
Yeah, and this is a huge change. Yesenia and I have worked with TASFA students a lot, and the physical paper version is very fun to do, but being able to do it online is just massive. It helps out a lot of people, and you can definitely get it done in a timely manner now. And just to be clear, we don't have a specific date on when the TASFA for next fall, so fall 2024, 2025, we don't know exactly when that one's going to come out. As of now, we're hoping towards end of January, mid-February, sometime in that time zone, when we should be able to see that. And then, like you said, it should reflect some of the changes that we're seeing for the brand new simplified FAFSA 24-25 that we're expecting, again, December 31st. So I know you're hearing a lot of dates that are in the future, not now, December 31st, next January and February. So I know what you're thinking. what can we do now? So even though it's not available now, a lot of students can go ahead and get ahead of the game by doing the most important thing, which is making your FSA ID. And so if you're a current student now who already has a FAFSA on file, you should already have an FSA ID. But if you're in high school and you're trying to stay ahead of the game, go ahead and visit studentaid.gov to create your FSA ID now rather than later, because we expect that once that application comes out, you have to get your FSA ID actually confirmed, which might take a day or two. And so instead of having to wait for that, get it done now. So as soon as that application is open, you can fill it out, get everything done again in just one sitting, and you can have all that information sent to the schools that you're applying to sooner rather than later.
Right. And then just like to get a little bit more into our FSA ID process, along with the changes this year, our students and specifically our family members, sorry, who do not have a social security number for their students who are applying for FAFSA will also have to create an FSA ID. That is a completely new process that is happening. That's not going to happen until this application process rolls out. So we know that there's going to be a lot of questions regarding that specifically. So just reach out to us and feel free to let us know what you need right now, and we can help you prepare for that. Another part that we want to make sure we remind y'all is that you're going to need your 2022 tax information. So make sure that you've already filed your 2022 taxes. If you haven't done so already, just reach out to our office and let us know. We can get you connected to some assistance.
Absolutely. Thank you, Yesenia. So we mentioned it earlier, the four different types of financial aid, and we talked about, loans, grants, and work study with the FAFSA application. But again, we wanted to make sure we highlight scholarships. So ACC scholarships are actually going to be opening in January. So this is a great time to find some extra funds to help cover your education, right? So we think the best way to target all of this is right now, creating your FSA ID if you don't have it already. Once January starts, doing your 2024 FAFSA and doing some ACC scholarships so that you can get as much help as possible when it comes to doing everything. Now, I know some of those essays might seem daunting, but I promise you there's a scholarship for every student out there. So we shared the link just a second ago, but please definitely go ahead and submit some applications for scholarships. Now, with all these different things that are happening, we are actually here to help. So next semester in February, we're going to be hosting ACC's annual financial aid month. Okay. And so during this month, we know it can be stressful doing all these different applications. In order to help you feel supported, we are going to be hosting different application workshops throughout the entire month at different campuses. And so definitely visit our website at acc.edu/finaid, and you can definitely see where we're going to be hosting those events, where we can help you out. And this is going to be a great opportunity for you in order to get that individual help. You can bring your family and we can get everything done in order to get you your financial aid.
Yeah, and don't worry about it. You don't have to memorize all this stuff. We're going to make sure that all the details and information is available for y'all so that we can share those out throughout the rest of the semester and then also starting the spring. So keep an eye out, like Terry said, on our financial aid website, and we'll make sure to have that up to date so that you know all of the information.
Now, I know what some of you were thinking. Oh, I'll just do my application later, after the semester. I'm not worried about that. Well, if you do your application, your FAFSA or your TASFA application by the end of February, you can enter our raffle and win $100 gift card. What do you think about that, Yesenia?
$100 is actually a lot of money. I don't know about y'all, but every time I hear $100 for just completing a task that I need to do, I get pretty excited and I think it's funny. So that's just Terry's way of making fun of me a little bit. But all right, y'all. So just make sure that y'all submit the application and get that money because it helps. So right now we want to make sure that overall we went through a lot of different things. So to summarize it, I just want y'all to think about it within the next 3 months. I feel like that's a little bit easier. So again, December, we have the opening of the new FAFSA and TASFA application. January, we're going to have our ACC scholarship application open. And then finally, our February month, which is where we're going to have our district-wide financial aid month, right? So again, we have December, January, and February as the most important steps right now. So hopefully that's a little bit easier for y'all to remember. And again, like we mentioned, we will continue to share out that information with y'all.
Brace yourselves. Winter is coming, and so is financial aid. So with that, we're going to go ahead and start looking at some questions if we have any in the comments, which as of now we don't just yet, but we do have a couple questions prepared that we've seen people ask. So let's see. What advice, and I'll ask this to you, you're saying you can answer this. What advice would you give to students who are nervous about applying for financial aid?
Let's see. I think mainly right now I would focus on how the goal with the new financial aid application has been with the focus to support students and keeping them in mind. So as a student, I could just imagine being nervous about the application, but then thinking to myself, like, all of the things that I'm doing and the information that I'm helping, the time that I'm spending, all like the resources that I'm giving and time and energy to this application is with the intention that I am going to get my support for school. So again, just I know it's a lot, but go to your counselors, go to your teachers, go to our staff here at ACC, and then just ask them questions. And hopefully that can help with the nerves. And then just also know that we're all here to support you and support you through your education. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Yesenia. Looks like we do have a question in the chat from, looks like Aurelia. I hope I said that right. I registered for a course about 2 weeks ago, and I need help with financial aid. Don't worry, we've all been in that circumstance ourselves. What I would generally recommend is you can do one of two things. You can either visit a campus in person, or you can either give us a call or enter our virtual queue, because we would need to actually look into your account to find out exactly if there's any hiccups in your account when it comes to your financial aid, and make sure that we can solve that so that you're all set for your aid this coming semester. Okay, so really go ahead and reach out to us. If you don't have that information, it is on our financial aid website, which I'm going to go ahead and share that in the chat in just a second. But that would be my recommendation when it comes to helping you out with your financial aid. So right here.
Right. As Terry's working on that, that's generally one of our other very common questions is right now we're in the current fall semester, right? And then we're going into our spring 2024 semester. And students right now have been asking us, can I still apply for financial aid? And the answer is yes. Our 2023-2024 FAFSA application is open. So again, to Terry's point, is that application is still available for y'all to apply so that we can make sure that if there's any available funds for you or if you're eligible for it, that we can get you started on that process.
Perfect. Okay. Another question that kind of goes in line with that is, can I still apply for financial aid? And the answer is absolutely yes, right? You know, we have a lot of students who might have missed out for this semester and they didn't know that they could get financial aid, or they didn't have everything they needed, but now they do. What's great about financial aid is that if you qualify for it, you can go ahead and apply now. And if there's anything that you missed out on, we'll still go ahead and gift that to you in the forms of either next semester or for the summer if you want to just take classes in the summer. So if you've missed out, you didn't take your application, you didn't do your application this past semester, do it now so that you can see if there's any aid that you might be able to add on to this upcoming semester and really help you out when it comes to finishing out the spring and the summer semesters as well. But that has been pretty much it from us. Again, my name is Terry Morris and joined here with Yesenia. Yesenia, is there anything else you want to share with them before we log out?
Yeah, thank you again for having us. As a reminder, our staff is available to help and answer any questions. Y para nuestros hispanohablantes también ofrecemos ayuda en español. So come visit us to our website and learn more about how to get that support. And again, we'll make sure to get you all the resources that you need, and we can help you get connected that way.
One last thing before we head out to answer the last question. Yes, you can do walk-ins. Okay, we can see you at any point if you need to come see us. So definitely come see us if you need to get your financial aid done. But thank y'all so much. This has been ACC Financial Aid signing out. Happy holidays, and we'll see you all next year.